Planet Vero Studios, brought to you by Evergreen Media, creating cohesive marketing campaigns. Evergreen Media in Vero Beach.
From Studio A in sunny Florida, welcome to Beauty and the Beach Radio, where it's all about who's beautifying Vero Beach. Today's show is brought to you by Dale Sorensen Real Estate. And here's your host and glamour girl, makeup artist, Cindy Getz.
Hey guys, welcome back to Beauty and the Beach Radio. I'm Cindy Getz, your host, where it's all about who's beautifying Vero Beach. And you guys, today I am going to help beautify Vero Beach with some tips, some makeup tips. You guys, we're talking about makeup tips for the gals that are over 40. A lot of the ones under 40, they go to TikTok. So not that the ones over 40, don't kill me. I mean, you guys may get your tips from TikTok, but a lot of you are asking me for that makeup advice for the little more mature skin. So I'm going to help you with that. But before I do, happy tax day, happy Easter. I'm not sure they really go in the same sentence, but it does this year.
It's all good.
It's all good.
It's all good.
Maybe you'll find that golden egg with lots of money in it, for IRS. Who knows? But, we're going to be a little in denial and just talk about makeup today. So, Cindy, you get to hash this out with me a little bit. So
I'm going to try to remember from what I know about makeup. Okay.
All right. I love it. I love it. Well, as a makeup artist, I get asked a lot about, advice, and I thought, what, let's just cover some of the do's and don'ts, okay, of makeup that I've seen, especially for women over 40. Things like, what's the best foundation for my skin? What lipstick makes me look younger? Does winged liner make me look more youthful? Things like colors, makeup colors that have, that were suited maybe in your 20s. And Cindy, you mentioned this just before you hit the button. But, the colors that you used in your 20s may not be appropriate for, now that you're in your 40s. And ingredients. Okay, so add makeup products that have anti-aging serums and SPF and things like that. So we're going to cover those things. So I narrowed it down. I don't know if we'll get to all of it. If not, we'll do a second show on it. But it's the 10 makeup mistakes by women in their 40s. So we're going to start out, Cindy, and I feel like this is a situation that is not as bad as it used to be, but using the wrong foundation. Do you remember? I mean, it's really not as bad as it used to be. It used to be you'd see the, older ladies like in church and what have you, and they'd have that line, right? Like it's that
the not blended line.
Right. You're like, excuse me, it just, so I think because there's so many foundations now, so many options, that I think that is less of a problem. I don't know. Do you see that as much anymore, Cindy? I don't.
I don't. You mean in that it's more color coordinated now? There's so many options.
It's not as bad of a match as it used to be, I feel.
Well, it used to be fair. In my day, it used to be fair, medium, and darker.
See, right?
That's what it was.
So many more options now. And now I find a lot of people love the BBCC creams, which are basically sunscreen, moisturizer, and foundation rolled into one. Okay. And it's a lighter weight. So it's a little more forgiving. It's kind of like it covers a lot of bases, so a lot of skin tones. So, okay, so the first mistake is using the wrong foundation. So first of all, you guys, don't sample foundation. If you're in any of the makeup stores, don't sample foundation on your hand. That's kind of the first place we want to go. And Cindy, that our hands are way more darker than our face, jaw, and neck. Okay, because it's exposed more. So you're not going to get the most accurate. Did you ever do that, or did your friends ever do that
I was taught, back in
the
day to do it on the inside of your wrist.
Yeah, that's better than the other side. I will say that is better than the other.
It was always here. Yeah. Try it here.
Yeah.
But I have to come clean. The only two things that I know about foundation when I used to use it, because I haven't used it in years. I don't use it. is that we would use the fairer one under your eyes, and then most of us kind of use medium color, and dealt with the pinkish.
Yeah.
Is what the color was. Some of us mixed it. Would mix like a darker in the pink and whatever, and got a little experimental.
Wow,
but
you got crazy on me. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I will say you, and I always told you this, you have beautiful skin, so you don't need to use foundation. And to all you out there, please don't feel like you have to wear foundation.
You don't.
I'm going to shout out to some of the girls under 40. I always say, look, if you've got great skin, don't cover it up. You don't need foundation is to camouflage any imperfections, okay? So whether it's pimples, dark circles, whether it's hyperpigmentation, sunspots, that's what foundation is for. If you've got pretty skin like Cindy, you don't need to cover it up, okay? So keep that in mind. I guess that would probably be rule number one before you even go into picking this. So you save a lot of money because makeup is expensive. Yeah. But what I suggest as far as testing the color is you test it on the jawline, okay? And that way your face and your neck match, because that is where it goes wrong. That is where you see the line, right, guys? So if you test right on the jawline, okay, a stripe, you want to do a
horizontal?
Excuse me, vertical.
Up and down.
Up and down. You want to do a vertical stripe so that you see that the skin on your face and the skin on your neck come together, okay? Because that can be a little tricky too. So if they kind of melt from one to the other, from the face to the neck, you've got the right shade. So if you decide that you want to cover up a few things, test your foundation on that jawline, and that is how you find that perfect match for yourself. You guys, there's so many different colors now, like you were talking about, Cindy. You've got a lot of them are labeled C for a cool undertone, N for a neutral undertone, W for a warm undertone. A lot of the companies are going to that now. So if you see a C, N, or W, that means cool. So it's going to have that pink undertone. Warm, it's going to have that yellow undertone. And then, of course, I personally like neutral. So sometimes you don't know what you are until you just start putting it on your face and go, whoa, no, I don't have any pink in my face,
Right. You know what? That's so true, because we used to do that too. And we'd be like, I thought I was medium, but I'm really not. Mine's really darker. And the other mistake that I made, and I had to quit this when I got older because I really did like this, and I guess you call it foundation or not, is the powder stuff.
Okay.
And then,
powder stuff? Okay.
Yeah. And it was like a finishing kind of thing. But when you start to get a couple of more lines, you really don't want to use the powder because it accentuates.
Exactly.
You want more creamy stuff.
Yep. So, wow. You know what? You're mentioning something that, and we'll get to it actually. That's 5 and 6. If I can get to it. Okay. So really, really spend some time finding your favorite foundation, because if you don't have the foundation right, you guys, everything else is going to be messed up, because you're putting eyeshadow, blush, lipstick, you're putting all that over top of that base. So if it's not right, fix it. Get a friend, get a teenager, get somebody to come along and help you with that. People love to give their opinion. So you don't necessarily need a professional like me. Just take a friend. They tend to be pretty honest, right? They do.
It's some days better than others.
Like, no, don't wear it. Don't buy that dress, So, okay. So of course, the mistake number one is using the wrong foundation shade. Mistake number 2 comes to eyeshadow. And Cindy, I know you know this rule. rule. So do you want to tell me what I'm going to say on the eyeshadow?
I don't know what you're going to say.
So it has to do with sparkle.
Oh, glitter?
Glitter, sparkle, shimmer.
Oh, yeah, I don't use any of that.
Yeah, so unfortunately, if you're 40 plus, okay, so that just, our skin gets a little more textured, okay? Yeah. Is that a good word?
Yeah, very good. Better than mine, yeah.
So it gets a little more textured, and so what happens, you're kind of putting texture on texture. You're putting glitter on top of textured skin. It's too much. It's way too much. So usually, and some of you may go, well, mine are just fine. Then great, go for glitter, go for sparkle. But it tends to accentuate that really awful word. It's called crepiness, and we hate it, but it does accentuate it. So if you can, try to go more matte. Listen, I'm not here to take your joy away. If you love sparkle and that makes you feel happy, do it. But for the most part, we tend to want to shy away from that after 40 because it does accentuate any lines. Okay, so stick to matte if you can. Okay. Do you like a little sparkle, Cindy? Right?
Makeup wise,
on your eyeshadow.
No, I don't usually do it.
No.
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I do. I always come on the show and then we'll do a makeup show and I have like absolute no makeup on.
I should prepare you.
You should. And then when I go out, they're like, "Oh God, is that you? How did you do that?" And I'm like, "I know. I know.
Every time we go to an event together, you're all, beautified.
I have my makeup on.
Dang.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So that's just a little tip for you there. If your eyes are starting to get a little textured, stay away from glitter shimmer. Okay, number 3, lip liner. So lip liner, God bless lip liner. It comes, it goes. It comes, it goes. I think it's coming back. Do you remember the days where you did the liner and then literally the girls were doing like white lipstick? So it was like it was just like a line, and it was like dark brown lip liner. It was really a terrible look.
I don't remember the liner, and I've said this story 100 times. I remember my best friend in 7th grade.
Oh, gosh.
Faith Mortimer. So it was before goth was, 20 years before goth was in, right?
Yeah.
So the look was white lips and black eyes. It was pretty
somewhere along the
tough.
line, they added lip liner, and it just was not.
I don't remember the lip liner. Not like that.
Woo. Well, okay, guys. So listen, when we are not 20 anymore, okay, the skin from the lip and the skin on the face kind of melt together. They become, so instead of having that blushy pink lip that, we're born with, it just kind of, the skin tones kind of come together. Mm-hmm. So we need to accentuate that. So I really encourage, for a more youthful look over 40, get that lip liner out. Define those lips. They're still there. You just need to define them a little more since the coloring is not as bright. So use that lip liner. I personally feel like it needs to match your lipstick.
Right.
And you're not trying to go for contouring on the lip by any means. Just pick a lip liner that matches. And I always go for nude. I mean, I use nude lip liner on every lip color, and it seems to work. So
okay, because that's what I do remember seeing, and I'm not going to mention any decades because I probably can't get the right one. Maybe the 90s, maybe 2000s, where they would use, whoever they were, a darker lip liner and then lighter lipstick on the inside. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
I think it was right before Pamela Anderson days, because I remember she had this big, it was all about the big lips, but for some reason, I think it was right before her that it was like this really dark and light. But anyway, it's not a good look. Don't bring it back. Don't bring it back, guys.
No.
But do use a lip liner, and also, and I hate to even say it, but it does act as a barrier. So if your lipstick travels, or if I have to really say it, if it bleeds, that means that lipstick is feathering into the little crevices. This is just dirty talk. I hate this. But anyway,
it's reality.
If you've got any lines around the lips, the lipstick can travel. So lip liner does kind of help it as a barrier because it's very waxy.
Yeah, it is.
So it does help to kind of, it's like a border.
I like, right, it is. It's like bangs for your lips. If that sounds even worse. I mean, I like to use glosses and stuff so they're not as noticeable. And sometimes I will use one that's got a little bit of a sparkle in it.
And you know what, Cindy, that is a great, if you tend to bleed, if you're, let's say you like a red lip and at the end of the day it's kind of up and all everywhere except for your lips, do a clear gloss.
Right.
I mean, that That is brilliant, Cindy. That way you're not having to worry. You still look like you're made up, right?
Yeah, it looks a little fancy, especially with a little bit of glitter.
Yes.
Not a ton if you really like glitter. I mean, I do it. I'm not opposed to it.
Well, a clear with some shimmer.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah.
I mean, that is really, really pretty. So good thought on that, Cindy. Okay, so while we're on the lips, let's talk about lipstick. Dark lipstick, you guys, leave it for the 18-year-old. And also matte. It's, it's funny, being a makeup artist, and especially in the wedding world, occasionally I'll have people say, what about a matte lip? And I said, I'm not really a fan unless you're 16. I just feel like it's a hard lip to pull off. It's just very, very dry looking. And I feel like we're always, no matter what age, we're trying to look youthful and playful and not dried up. Right?
Yeah.
So definitely if we're focusing on the 40 plus range, stay away from the matte. We are trying, dewy and is a more youthful look. If you're doing the matte, it tends to just not look so great. So.
Yeah, it's not one of my favorites either. Yeah, I don't
and
get
then
it.
Try to do lip colors that are lighter and brighter. Dark just tends to really age you, and just it's harsh. It's too harsh. So go for the lighter, brighter.
You know what I think is really cool, and I had a college professor that did this, and she didn't wear a lot of makeup, but she had the most incredible, this is going to sound weird, but the most incredible lips she did. And she had the perfect lipstick color, and that was like her signature, and it was like incredible. And it made her look really, really young and
so
totally
nice.
with it. Yeah, and it was a red. But it was like the perfect red for her, and she didn't wear a lot of eye makeup or anything, and it was it was just incredible. It was a real good look.
That's a great thing.
Was.
I would suggest, Cindy, that's a great suggestion, to go and grab your best friend and go to the makeup store, and while you're looking for that best foundation, look for that lip color. Now, you might have to buy, and guys, buy something cheap just so you see the color. And then if you like the color, then you can always get something more expensive in that range. You're like, okay, I know a peach looks great.
Right.
Now I can really, get something fancy. But don't start out fancy because you may hate it, and makeup you can't return because it's already been used.
You can't return.
So,
and you might be surprised the color that looks good on you.
yeah, right?
Yeah, I mean, I one time didn't think I could use like an orangish kind of a one, and I'm not going to say the right color because I can't remember it. But when I bought it, they were people like, wow, where did you, and I was like, wow, I didn't think I could pull that off, but you don't know until you try it.
No.
You don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Before we go to station break, I do want to mention the loose powder situation. Cindy, you're right on it. When you are in your 20s, oil is an issue, and so you're constantly trying to powder to make sure that it's you don't have a greasy look. But then there's a certain point where you don't want to look dry. So if you're not super oily, now we do. In Florida, it's a little bit of a different situation because it's very humid. So a lot of times you do need a little bit of powder, even if you're 40 plus, just to absorb the humidity and kind of the sweat, if you will. But I do love a translucent powder. Yeah, it's a no color powder, which sounds kind of weird, but it's for any skin type, any color. And just a little bit in the T-zone really goes a long ways. Forehead, nose, chin, and cheeks. But just go minimal because you're trying to look youthful, and dry is not youthful. Is that the message today?
Trust me, I didn't, and it didn't look good.
Right?
Yeah, I tried, but I was translucent. I just didn't pull it off right.
Yeah,
so I quit it.
Yeah,
I had to give it up.
Good for you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you know what? We're gonna end on that note for now. We're gonna go to station break, so stay with us. We'll be right back.
It's the height of the Great Depression. A naive young girl with stars in her eyes heads to Broadway, only to find she's missed the audition. But that's not where this tale ends. 42nd Street is a story within a story, a show within a show, a backstage drama of smiling faces and heavy hearts. 42nd Street is a mix of a great story and tremendous music. 42nd Street starts April 11th at Vero's Riverside Theater, but you don't have to wait. Get your tickets now at the box office or at riversidetheater.com.
Hi, this is Martha Argue, host of Martha Matters. Listen to my show. Discover what's going on currently, both in the world and Indian River County. Tune in to Martha Matters, Saturdays and Sundays at 3:30 on your weekend home for Planet Vero Radio. Real Radio 1017.
Sunshine Furniture brightens up your day.
At Sunshine Furniture, we've been the outdoor furniture experts for over 30 years and carry the largest selection of patio furniture, all made in America. Hundreds of styles, colors, and fabrics to choose from in outdoor wicker, aluminum, and recycled plastic from Lloyd Flanders, Polywood, Berlin Gardens, O.W. Lee, Windward, Woodard, Telescope, and others, all made to withstand our Florida climate, in stock and ready for you to enjoy. Right now, we're having a spring sale on selected groups, and also all pictures, lamps, and accessories are half price. We also specialize in replacement cushions, umbrellas, beach chairs, outdoor rugs, and fire pits. Sunshine Furniture, 1295 US 1, Vero Beach, next to Planet Fitness. Visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com.
Sunshine Furniture, the best in every way. Have a sunshine day. Sunshine.
Cindy gets. She totally gets it.
Oh my gosh, did you see my prom makeup? She so gets it.
Dude, did you see her before and after makeup on Instagram? That makeup girl gets it.
My wedding makeup was so amazing, and my makeup artist, she totally gets it.
My senior photo makeup rocked. She gets it.
You should see her new Facebook profile. Her makeup artist really gets her.
My eye makeup is so on fleek. Thanks, Cindy Getz.
Cindy Getz Makeup Artist, 772-633-4030.
She gets it!
Okay, we gets it over here. Guys, I want to thank Dale Sorensen Real Estate for always being our exclusive sponsor, making sure that everybody, hears who is beautifying Vero Beach. You guys have been family owned and managed since 1978, recognized as the top luxury real estate firm here on Florida's East Coast. So whether you're buying or whether you're selling, be sure to find them at SorensenRealEstate.com or 772-231-4712. Also, we want to shout out to Varietals and More. They always make sure we have lovely beverages for our guests, and they are at 54 Royal Palm Point. Rob and Michelle can take care of you. They've been in the wine industry for over 25 years, and they have tons of wine, craft beer, cheeses, gourmet foods from around the world. So definitely worth checking out right there at Royal Palm Point. So thank you, Rob and Michelle. You guys, we're going to wrap it up. We're talking about makeup tips and tricks and the do's and don'ts for women over their 40s. We were just talking about lips and a definite no-no, and it's not even in my notes, but I want to bring it up, Cindy. When I do makeup, and this is across the board, whether you're 20, whether you're 40, when it comes to lips, if your lips are dried and cracked, and that is all over the board. I see it in the young, I see it in the more mature. Fix it, guys, because lipstick on top of that does not look good, and it's easily fixable. So in my kit, I have a sugar scrub and then I have a balm. It's specifically for lips. It's kind of like a facial. Yes, it's like a facial for the lips. So I make them put the scrub on first, rub it for about a good minute. That gets all the dead skin off instead of plucking it. Oh gosh, that's just horrible and hurting yourself. Take that scrub, massage it for about a minute. Wipe it off again. Most companies, most cosmetic or skincare companies do have some type of satin, I call it satin lip set, but any type of lip set. So just Google it. It doesn't matter what brand. Do the scrub, wipe it off, do the balm, let the balms, set for a little bit, do your makeup, and then come back to the lips. But guys, it makes the lips look so much younger and youthful without even any lipstick. It's so pretty. I know. And drink water, guys.
Yeah,
that really
tons.
makes
Yeah.
your lips dried and cracked. I always know when people are dehydrated because of their lips. So be sure to be drinking that water. You guys, we didn't get through it, but maybe we'll do a part 2 to this. The do's and don'ts of makeup for women over their 40. And you guys, make it a beautiful day. Thanks for being with me.